like clubbing outfit today, you guys. Anyway, so two things. One, I'm filming with some natural lighting today, so if you see the lighting keep getting brighter and darker, it's because it's like having a moment right now. Number two, we're talking about my favorite subject as per usual. Oh, and now it's super dark. This is what I mean. Anyway, we're talking about my favorite subject today, guys, EDC Las Vegas. I have done videos in the past about the stages. I'll put a card up in here if you guys want to check that out, but this one is more like a personal, completely opinion-based video. I know people are gonna have some thoughts and opinions, but this is my personal opinion. I'm gonna be ranking the stages from my favorite to, I guess I would say, like my least favorite. There are some that I kind of like don't really have an opinion on, but I'll get into that. And this is just for you guys if it's like your first year going this year, or you've gone like 1 or 2 times and you're like curious about the different types of stages and what they're like. I'm gonna be just giving you guys like my overall thoughts. If you guys are new to my channel, yeah, this will be my 5th year going to EDC Las Vegas. So I've seen the stages go through quite a few changes. I haven't had any announcements yet this year on what is really being like updated. Pasquale has said like a couple of things, but it's always interesting. He usually makes an announcement pretty closer to the festival of like what might be getting some updates and what might be changing, so I'm waiting to hear about that. To get into this video, if you guys aren't subscribed already, please hit that button down below and subscribe. Come back, check out my EDC playlist. This is my ranking scale that I'm breaking this down on. So 1, production, lighting, lasers, visuals, sound quality. Stage design is another thing I'm considering here. Sets, a lot of like the stages hold special like places in my heart based on like the sets that I saw there. And then I'm also ranking it based on where I spent most of my time, because some of these I literally have only been to like, and here we go again with the lighting. Not cute. It's not cute. So there are 8 stages. I'm not gonna count the art cars in this, just the main stages. So should I start from, I'm gonna start from my favorite to least favorite. Okay, so my number 1 favorite stage, after much debate with myself, is Cosmic Meadow for a couple reasons. First off, Cosmic Meadow in the raceway is the only grassy area. So basically the stage is facing the set of the bleachers and it is grassy. So you can sort of like sit down and hang out. A great central location to the whole festival. It's always like right in the middle, dropped off by the Ubers, or I think if you were driving, you enter where at the top of the bleachers and then you can like walk down them, and that's like a lot of the videos that you've seen people post with like that iconic view of the whole festival. Yeah, when you do that, you're walking in directly facing Cosmic Meadow. Like I said, you can sit out and hang on the bleachers and watch the show. Last year, the very last set of the last day, which was the benches, we ended up just sitting in the bleachers and like hanging out because it was 4 in the morning. We were tired. It's a beautiful place to stand up at the top of the bleachers and watch the fireworks from. So yeah, Cosmic Meadow is a great place to see that as well. Usually tons of room. It can get really, really crowded when you're standing down there, but I've always found, even though it's really crowded, you can either stand on the sides or towards the back, and there's a good amount of room. I love the mix of the music at Cosmic Meadow. I feel like it's always a nice range, because a lot of the stages are like themed. Like you have a techno stage, a hardstyle stage, a bass stage. Cosmic Meadow usually is like, can be housey, can be trap, can be a mix of everything, can have some live acts. They had Post Malone there last year. Kind of like a mix of everything, and I've just seen some really, really good sets there. Some of my favorites at the top of my head, Marshmello in 2016, Millennium there last year was awesome. Been so many. Yellow Claw in 2015 was like one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I just have like really fond memories. Jai Wolf last year was great there. Definitely spend some time there and hang out and just like sit in the grass and chill. My number 2 favorite stage, I have to give it up to main stage. I did Kinetic Love as next because it's like a combination of all the years that I've gone. Kinetic Love, the Kinetic Field in 2015, which was my first year. I loved Kinetic Gaia, which was 2017. Kinetic Temple was like not my favorite stage. That was 2016, but in general, the attention to detail and the production on the main stage is why it's the main stage. It's a brand new design every single year. Oh, I didn't mention that with Cosmic Meadow, and like relatively the same design in 2016, 2017, and 2018. Apparently it might have some updates here in 2019, so that's really exciting. But yeah, Kinetic Field, Kinetic Love, whatever you want to call it, is new every single year. Production is amazing. There's always like opening ceremonies, there's always fireworks, and they have like a little break in between each of the headliners headliners, that's great. So there's always music playing and there's some sort of like aspect of a performance happening. You have nice big screens on the side. It's by far the biggest amount of space besides Circuit Grounds. Circuit Grounds has a lot of space too. There's a VIP area where you can see the stage, but I usually always go like either very front left or very front right. I'm never like right in the middle. I obviously like the main stage people and the sets that I've seen there. Like you're gonna have the main headliners there, but you're gonna spend time there throughout the weekend, like without a doubt. Like, you have to go check it out at some point. It's just sort of like a wow moment, especially if you go sit in the Ferris wheel that's closest to main stage and like take a ride up and just check out the stage. It's beautiful. My number 3 favorite stage is gonna be Circuit Grounds. Circuit Grounds is another extremely popular stage because it's got a nice mix of artists again. It's almost like a second main stage. It's become that over the years. Like it was smaller. I first went there and it literally now is almost as big of a space as the main stage is. You get a lot of house music artists there. Excision has played there. Prids last year, Rez last year was amazing. They really bring the visuals. I've liked the stage all of the years, some more than others, but it's been new every single year that I've been there. Kind of just like holds a special place in my heart. I've seen some of my absolute favorite sets, 7 Lions in 2017, like Above and Beyond in 2016. I can't even, it's amazing. I highly recommend Circuit Grounds. It's really easy to get up into the front. I've almost never had a problem. There's usually always porta potties right next to it, and there's always a water refill station right next to it. So it's in a nice location. Fireworks over Circuit Grounds. You're just gonna be like very close because they shoot the fireworks off that side of the raceway. So if you were standing, like if we're looking at it like this and say this is like Cosmic Meadow and the bleachers, and then Circuit Grounds, Base Pod, and Wasteland are up against this side, the fireworks shoot off from this side. So if you're at one of these stages, you're sort of like craning your neck and looking up because the fireworks are happening right above you, versus like if you were back here at like Cosmic Meadow on the bleachers, you're sort of like have a better view and you can see like the whole sort of thing happening. Now we're gonna get into my last couple of few here. So I actually put my 4th favorite as in newer stage, and I put Quantum Valley, which is the trance stage. One, because I thought it was such a cool looking stage. It almost looked like the frame of a stage. Like you could see how it was built. The visuals against the screen were really beautiful. Like they had these like screens and then they shot these like little sparklers behind the artist. The lasers were so good in there. Like the whole design of it, I had never seen a stage built like that. Like the structuring of it was just so interesting. I loved the front. So I was there for Alpha 9 one of the mornings and I was like in the front left. I would say like the sound quality of the stage was not the best. I really hope they improve it this year if they keep the stage the same. The location kind of sucked too. You were sort of like walking in the middle of like Kinetic Love and Stereo Bloom and a couple other stages. It was like right in the center pathway. So the ease of movement in it wasn't the best and the sound was not the best. But if you were like in the front of the stage, it was great. They got like extremely crowded. I went for the Dash Berlin's classic set and we were all the way in the back in the center and we could like barely hear anything, so that kind of sucked. But if you are a trance fan, you're gonna love it. That's where like all of your trance artists are gonna be. It's usually hosted by Dream State. My 5th favorite is Base Pod, but I'm gonna say this about the last 4 stages. I didn't spend that much time at these, but Base Pod in the previous years put it at number 5 for me. This past year I was only at the stage once or twice. The design was really cool, but I just don't have that many comments on it because I didn't spend that much time at it. But the years before, when it had like the fire and it was like the iconic Base Pod, like you cannot beat that. It was the sickest stage ever. Like I miss it, but it was time for them to do something new. They had that design for 3 years in a row. But this-wise, it's great. Like sometimes you just need a break from like the house and the trance music. So like I love dubstep. I don't talk about it that much on my channel, but I've seen some great artists at Base Pod. Zomboy one year was awesome. We saw Grizz there. Box Cartel one year was great. Nightmare, oh my god, Nightmare in 2016 blew my fucking mind. It was so good. It got so hot in there. Like If you guys didn't experience the fire there, like it got really, really fucking hot. But I didn't spend that much time there last year. I'm planning to this year. I really need to give some more time to my bass music. In an awkward spot, so crowded, we couldn't even get inside the structure. So we were standing behind one of those like pieces of the structure behind like a fence. So we didn't really have a good view. And I was like, I don't like this because I can't even get in to see the artist. So hoping I can get like more in the crowd this year. My 6th favorite stage that I have here is Neon Garden. Neon Garden is one of those stages that I barely spend any time at, but I wish I did more, if that makes any sense. Neon Garden is like the techno stage, so you're gonna get like all like your underground house music, techno, like all some really good beats. It used to be this beautiful pyramid design with like a huge disco ball in it. It was so fucking cool. This past year, I personally liked the design. I know a lot of people had issues with it, but it was like a 360-degree experience. So when you went in, there were screens all around you, and then they had this like weird structure in the center of it. I think that was supposed to be like their new disco ball, but I don't really think it hit the mark as much as the disco ball did. When we walked through there, it was so cool. I loved the idea of being like in an enclosed space, but I heard they ran into issues, one being people having trouble getting in and out. They said like the traffic flowing through there was not good at all, and it got super cramped. So I'm interested to see if they like expand it or they add more entrances and exits to it. I'm gonna see. But Neon Garden, I think, is such a cool vibe if like you're into that kind of music. I'm kind of curious to see what sort of improvements they're gonna have there. Okay, my final two, I can feel the comments coming at me, right? My 7th favorite stage is Stereo Bloom, which is a new stage that happened last year. It was on the smaller side, but I had a great time there. I saw Low 99, back-to-back Sindin. The structure of it was awesome. It had these lights that went like all around it. It was like very foggy, and it was like a party atmosphere. It was a party vibe. I really liked it. It was just more of a smaller scale, like I said. This was really close to Quantum Valley, so again, that sort of like sound bleed situation that it's like not in the best location. That was kind of an issue, but they had like, I think Fisher played a set there and I missed it. I wanted to go see Fisher play there, but yeah, I'm curious to spend more time at Stereo Bloom this next year because I think it has a lot of potential as a stage. And my last stage, my hardstyle fans are gonna hate me, it's gonna be Wasteland. One, because I didn't watch a single set there in the last 4 years that I've gone to EDC. I'm not gonna ignore it completely. I just don't, hardstyle does not do it for me whatsoever. I'm just not a fan of the genre of music, but stage-wise, I can't move it up because I didn't spend any time there. I will say that these past 2 years, I think it was the design of like Cairo, and I heard they're keeping it again through this year and it'll be changed in 2020. So it's gonna be the same stage design. Production-wise, I mean, it's looked cool. I've watched people's videos. However, in the past, Wasteland has always been a city that they've like destroyed. So I can pop up pictures of here. They've destroyed Las Vegas, they've destroyed New York, they've destroyed San Francisco. Their past stage designs, I think, were so much cooler than the Cairo stage design. If you guys had seen them in person, they were sick. The production was just so cool. I love the idea that it's like a destroyed city. I think that's such a really cool atmosphere overall. I'm just not a fan of the whole Cairo design. I can't speak to the production or the vibes or anything like that. So that's why it's last for me, because I just didn't spend time there and it's not fair for me to say. I'll try. I know you guys a lot of you guys love hardstyle. So I think for my 5th year, I need to spend a little bit more time at that stage just to go check it out. If you guys have any recommendations of artists, please leave them down below because I will give them the time and I will check them out. This video is probably way longer than I plan on it being, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some insight into the festival and the stages so you know a little bit more like what to expect. Again, these are totally my opinion. You might have a completely different one. That's totally fine. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Again, do not forget to subscribe. Come join the family. I hope I will be seeing you this year at EDC Las Vegas. Meetup information to come soon. We'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.